Okay, namaste, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Make sure you have your props around you. I see some people getting that together. The light's is really shining through at this angle right now in the garden. So we're using the wall for the better ability to see the form. So we're going to start with calming and with the focus of, linking it to this season and with peace being a theme throughout our class. And we know we can work with the breath to achieve calmness. That's the first stage and then peace is the second stage once the body gets calm. And we know that, there's so many wonderful Christmas songs around, peace in the joy to the world, peace. I don't need to name the hundreds of songs, but we know that peace, Yogananda says, peace in the world starts with peace in our individual hearts, of course, right? So as we align and attune our hearts to peace and calmness through breath work, through meditation, then it will pour more freely into our family, friends, community, nation, and the world. So, okay. So this is what we can do. And we also want to use it this time of year, like we light our trees. For those of you who do that, we want to light up our chakras, light up our spine. It is a metaphor. That tree of light is a metaphor through the yoga tradition. So without talking about it anymore, we'll move into the practice. And one of the so many ways to do breath work, which we know we can find our rheostat of calmness and peace. And one of the best ones for that is alternate nostril breath. So I'll back up here in a minute, but I want to show the finger placement. We're going to gently close off the right thumb. Sometimes some traditions will have the index finger at the spiritual eye. You decide if you want to do that. So I'm just going to talk it through, and then we'll do it together. So we'll inhale to 4 or 5. We'll hold the breath. We'll close the left nostrils. If you can do it with the ring and the little finger, go ahead. But for most people, it's easier with the little finger. And we'll exhale through the right, close off the right, inhale through the left, hold for a moment, exhale through the right. So we're just going to do this about 7 rounds, okay? Nadi showed them. So I will back it up and we will begin to calm our nervous system, and then even deeper than the calmness is the peace. Okay. So let's double breath, exhale out, exhale. Double breath, inhale, tense. Make a fist with the hands, tense, 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 vibrate with energy. And when it's time for you to exhale, short, long exhale through the mouth. Stress releasing breath as well. Okay. Gently close the right nostril. Inhale through the left, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold the breath gently. And then exhale through the right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Close the right. Inhale through the left. 2, 3, 4, 5. Close both nostrils gently. Focus at the spiritual eye for a couple counts. And then exhale through the right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Close the right. Inhale through the left. 2, 3, 4, 5. Close both nostrils. Focus at the spiritual eye. Exhale through the right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Close the right. Inhale through the left. 2, 3, 4, 5. Close both nostrils, focus inwardly, hold the breath. Exhale through the right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Again, if you need a break, take a break. Close off the right, inhale through the left. 2, 3, 4, 5. Close both nostrils, focus at the spiritual eye. When you're ready to exhale, exhale through the right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now do 2 more rounds at your own pace, at your own timing. And whenever you're complete with the alternate nostril breathing, Nadi Shodham, just have the hands rest and kind of take inventory, but go at your pace, go at your timing, tuning in and noticing how you're feeling. Feelings in the heart, feel the floor, the ceiling, the side walls of the chest, ventilating. Open to the crown. Open to this time of year, open to the elements, almost full moon. We've got a couple more days for the fullness, but it's definitely heading in that direction. Feel the belly, where the breath initiates from. It's, we're focusing upward, but it's initiating from the belly. And just that sense of allowing the belly, the low back, the side ribs to expand. Feeling the legs, gentle body scan rooted to the feet. And if you have an intention for your practice, I'm holding peace, okay, as our theme and as our focus. But notice what comes up for you in our class together. You could be shifting as well. So, okay. We're going to tune into the core, ideally the whole time, and the breath. And we're going to get started with that core work to really activate. So I'm going to come to the mat. You're already there. And we're going to come onto our spines gradually. So easing down. So plugging in the feet, lifting the heart, and then releasing the low back. Core is already active here. Mid back, I'm going to scoot up a little bit more. And then upper back, press to the feet, reach the arms overhead, and then feel the space all around you. Hands on the belly. Okay, walk those feet in. Do like we started last week. We're gonna feel from above the pubic bone and the navel and between that space and the sacrum. So we're gonna inhale and arc and feel the sacrum drawing into the earth. And then really key here is to exhale the flatten on the navel toward the spine. We feel that engagement. We want to feel that engagement throughout our movements, okay? Inhale, arcing, expanding, and then to the spine. One more time. Inhale, just warming up. And all the feels here as you expand. And then it helps to draw, have your hands on that area, pressing in. Now keep that core engagement. Really, really feel that as you lift one leg and then the other. Now we're going to notice, we're going to do the same side. You know, I like to do opposites, but then we're going to notice the difference. I'm working with the same side first and then go to the opposites. So what do I mean? Arms reach up, the shoulder blades plug in. Right leg, right arm extends, keeping that core engaged. You might feel some shaking here. Exhale. Left leg, left arm, same side. Feel the toes back of the left foot. Engage core. Exhale. Total right arm, right leg. Toes back, core engaged. Back to center, firing up the core. The left leg, left arm. You don't want that low back coming off the floor. Okay. One more time, same side. Notice how your solar side is doing today. Back. Now, you might feel your low back coming off. Keep engaged. The left arm, left leg, and back. Before we do opposites, let's do those leg beaters. Now, it's easy to just kind of collapse in the core, but keep the core engaged more so than you might think as we're doing the egg beaters, opening the hips in one direction, and then the opposite. Right. Okay, let's plug in again. So draw the table in, and here we go with what we're familiar with no more how I teach the opposite for our Brian gym. Right arm, left leg. Exhale. Go back, plugged in. Come back. Left arm, right leg. Try not to bring that foot up. And back. Got your pace and timing. And keep going. Right arm, opposite left leg. Focus on the breath. And the core. Left arm, right leg. You do it right, you feel shaking there. Or energy there. And back. And one more time. Opposite. Now, maybe your leg is a little higher. You have to say that to keep the low back plugged in. And then other side. Okay. Now let's take, draw those knees in again, keeping the engagement, rocking side to side. Now what you'll find when you do a pose like a butterfly, Supta Baddha Konasana, your low back arches off the ground, and that could be too much for the low back. So we're not staying here long, but if you find we're in this pose, you may need a bolster to support the low back, and you'll feel that core engagement. We're just staying here a couple breaths because we're going to do a bridge series a little bit differently than how I usually cue. And what's going to happen here is we're going to emulate this leg movement. This is a wonderful opening of our lights of our chakras here as we breathe in and breathe out. The affirmation last week, we worked with light and love. We could take that same affirmation and put in peace. I am submerged in peace. Slowly, again, we're not staying maybe for our restorative pose and Shavasana, we can stay here, but this is just to tap in, to tune in, to move when we go into a bridge flow here, we're going to have the feet. Now, notice the difference when the knees come in. I'm going to take this bolster out. That, of course, is your low back plugging in more. It's much more contained. So, if you got back issues going on than the Supta. I just wanted to show the difference, feel the difference. You notice when you go in certain poses, you got back stuff. You want to contain it more, use a bolster more. Okay, so the inner knees are more drawn in. You can't really see. Yeah, here we go. Are more drawn in the parallel. And then we're going to do our bridge flow based on what your body needs. Okay, so toes are turned in, low back plug in. The classic bridge, we're going to lift the hips up. Don't go too high here. If you're protecting the back, the knees come in a little more. That's what I'm trying to demonstrate. The knees actually, like you're holding a block here. There's way more inwardness. If you want to open the legs, you can experiment with that, rolling out to the little toe side of the foot, but I wouldn't do this if you have low back issues. And then there's a classic bridge, knees lined up with the hips. So let's add the arms. We're using affirmation. Every thought
can help us bridge us back to peace, if that's our focus, as we sweep the arms out, let the low back come down, or the upper mid low back touches down. And it's submerged in peace. It radiates through every cell of my body. Shake it out. Every fiber of my being. Okay. We're going to lower down. Set it up for a bridge again. Either the classic bridge, lower toes slightly in, or as you lift up, the knees even closer in. And you can use a block. You can done with that. On your inner thighs, that will really contain it. For most of us, we probably don't want to go out to the little toe side unless you're doing it. You want more of a hip opener. Some of us want that hip opener. Inhaling as we stretch the arms up, keep the shoulders plugged in. As we feel that divine flow, peace then begins within us. And we melt down from the upper mid to the lower back. Let's take a moment here in the pause of the feet wider apart, the knees together. Feet wider apart, knees together. I am living in that divine life within me and all around me. Okay, core engaged, navel to the spine. Bending the knees, rolling onto our side. I'm using a blanket here for my knees because I like that. That feels good. The stage of the life cycle. Okay. And we're going to just do a few cat with the Pilates extension. Really good core engagement there. So knees underneath the hips, toes turn under. Just kind of go side to side at first. Just underneath the shoulders. We know this. Okay. And rounded spine. Exhale. Navel to the spine. I'm going to say it again and again and again. And then scooping out the low, mid, upper back. Look up. I gaze up. And one more time. Exhale. Rounded spine. Your body, thank you, body. Neutral spine, really important here when we do our elbow to knee extension. I'm going to turn around this way. You don't want your hip turning to the side or down too much. So let's just get set up first. That right leg extends and lift straight up. So we're not turning out. We're draw your navel in. Okay. Get that core engagement. Here's our opposite. Now you can stay here with the left arm extended, or you can draw the left elbow to the right knee, keep the engagement in the core, and then keep that core engagement as you extend out. 3 times. 3 is our number here. Exhale, left elbow, right knee, feel the core. It's a balanced pose too, isn't it? On our opposites, trying to stay stable here. Sorry, when you look to the side, but folding in and extending straight out and lowering at your pace and timing that left hand, the right toes before we go the other side. Let's take a full body down dog stretch. Okay, so turning. Allowing the head to bow to the wisdom, the awakened wisdom of the heart. We're awakening to the wisdom that's here, but it's awakening because it's fresh, vital. And the affirmation that goes with this pose as we tread out, we know is calmness, but we're taking it to the peace. Peace radiates through every cell of my body. every fiber of my being. If you want to go side to side with your hips, all Egyptian feet, lifting the heels, stacking them and keep magnetizing the heart to the thighs. And then going in the other direction. Ooh. And then back again. And then lifting and coming onto the knees again. Warm up going. Shifting onto the left knee. The right leg extends. And the right arm's going to extend. Okay, core engaged, navel to the spine. Use your hand to help you. I did. Get that balance. It can be trickier. It's on, I can tell on this side, it's the blanket. So, opposite. Oh, might have said that different. Right knee, sorry. So it's right knee on the ground, left arm. Make sure you're doing your opposite. So I lost my train there. So make sure you go on your opposite arm, opposite knee when you do it. Intuitively, I'm going to draw in and left. I think it's right arm out, left leg extends, and then back. Isn't that interesting how that can happen? Extending out. Try not to turn out to the side. Keep the core engaged. And back. 3 times total. So I'm bringing my right hand down, left toes under, burning into that left calf. Don't let it confuse you too much. You're tuning into your body, both sides, and then transitioning into our down dog again. So lifting the tailbone up. Ooh, pressing through the base of the fingers, that physical alignment principles first. Setting condition. Then let's draw the navel to the spine in Kapalabhati, breath of fire. 10 times. I'm going to press into the base of my fingers to count the 10 times. Ready? Exhale through the nostrils. Slow it down. Navel to the spine as you exhale. Excellent. Circle the head around. That's good core awareness, cleansing. When we're doing cleansing breaths, it's really helping our immune system, helping cleanse the immune system. And the gland system, as we come into our plank, I'm going to move my blanket out to the side. We're going to come into plank. Guess what? Navel to spine. Half push-up, if possible, or knee, chest, chin. And let's go all the way down. Knee, chest, chin, or classic plank. Rock side to side. And do our shoulder warm-ups. So we're one alike. Other side. And we were working with lifting up last time, feet plugging in. Very active through the arms. Add a little twist, looking over your right shoulder. Okay. And then back to center. Add a twist to the left. Over your left shoulder. Back to center, like strong. And rest for a moment, stacking one hand on top of the other, resting with that gentle focus of the spiritual eye. The large toes can touch, the heels apart. Pull your breath. Belly expands, heart opens, crown opens. And then the exhale, up, crown, heart, belly, feet. Supported, resting in that support. Resting in the peace of your true nature.
to the divine, our divine alignment. Yoga is so good about that. It's a big practice. It's right alignment and physically, and then we align with the divine. As we rise up now, hands underneath the shoulders, legs strong, pressing through the feet, hip width apart. Inhale, we're lighting up the tree, our spine. As we add that exhalation, lion's breath, sticking out the tongue, eye gaze up. Do that a couple times. All the chakras lit up. And then the knees touch down and we transition, navel to spine, navel to spine. Turn the toes under, round your cat. Shoulders to the sky. Scoop it out one time. And our elbows forward. And now hover the knees, core engagement. Take your time to pour back. Downward facing dog, full body stretch. Peace radiates through every cell of my body, every fiber of my being. Let that oceanic sound return you to the peace within, which of course is the fundamental essence for peace in our world, in our families, our community. Let's step one foot at a time forward, then the other, and resting in Uttanasana, forward fold. Resting the palms of the hollows of the elbows, bend at the knees, shake up the head gently. If you want to massage the scalp, love that. Awake my brain. Wise, be strong. Awake my brain. Be wise, be strong. All right, now we're going to come up in our chair, Uttanasana, bending the knees, core engaged, arms back, sweeping the arms up. Now we're rooting down, but we're drawing in. We'll pulse the arms up a little bit higher, perhaps. And remember that imaginary block there at the thighs. Feel how that will engage the core. Okay. Imagine that block there. You put the block there if you want. Inhale, rising all the way up. Keep that block there. Even when we lift off the heels, that block is okay. And we slowly let the arms come down. Ooh. Before we go to classic mountain squirrel, the energy flow. And within us, all around us, cleansing and detoxifying. Okay. All right. Let's take a moment in mountain, and we're rooting down. And if that helps, bend the knees, drawing the energy, able to spine without overarching. Okay, in fact, if anything, most people need to draw the tailbone slightly down. Okay, so feel that. Lifting gently through the sternum, open through the crown, chin parallel to the floor. We're going to do the moon salutation. We haven't done that in a while, I don't believe, because honoring the Sinusoid Ridge, right? The solstice coming up and full moon, Christmas. So, lunar salutation. So it's an invitation to go more inward. Solar is more active, warrior, lunar, moon salutes more inward. And even though there's strength definitely in these poses. Inhale, sweep the arms up. And we're going to go into half moon. So I'm having the index extended and the thumbs wrapping, arcing over again, that core engagement even more, always essential. Tailbone down.
Strength and courage fill my body cells. You can say it out loud or inwardly. Strength and courage fill my body cells. Really feel the ribs smiling. Inhale, lengthen up. Before we go to the other side, add those W arms. And if you want, you're welcome to use the block. I'm not going to keep it there because it's a wooden block. It's much better with a foam block when you do this kind of work, but the wood helps. But I'll do it one time to, just to really feel the activation of the legs and the core, the low body. We're going to lift up if you have a block. Sweep up. You do the interlock of the thumb, index finger extending. Tailbone down, arcing over, not too far forward, not too far back. Strength and courage fill my body cells. Strength and courage fill my body cells. Get deeper, deeper, deeper within every affirmation. Writing out loud and going more quiet. More inward. When it's time, you lengthen up. You have those W arms. And we release down. Now we definitely take the block out. What's going to happen next is our goddess pose. So the feet go wide. First, let's get our squat down. So we draw the tailbone down, the navel in, over and over again. Okay. Now we add the arms, reaching up, but then we're pulling weights down. Now, we're inhaling, we're reaching the heart open, expanding out, sun, moon, stars, and then we're drawing that energy that's all around us. It's within us. Feeling that? Goddess energy as we lengthen up, but the goddess energy, the moon energy is more feminine. We're going to bring our hands down at the knees and we're going to add that twist. So we're going to look over our right shoulder as we extend the left arm. Now, when we do a twist, don't forget about your core. You're keeping all this active. It's easy just to forget as we're cleansing and twisting, submerged in peace and strength. As we come back, we go together. Inner peace. Sustained core engagement as we turn and look over toward the left shoulder, straighten that right arm, elbow, and our squat. Grounding, rooting, and twisting. Inhale back to center. Add the W arms again. Go down as far as you can, and then reach it up. Woo. Okay. And to do our side flow. So Trikonasana, left toes turn out to the side, right foot 30 degrees. And we open up shoulders, elbows, wrists with strength from the core down. Flow from heart up when we're flowing like that. Now we have the containment. You can use a block here by your instep or little toe side of the foot. Putting on the instep. So reaching over, trying to keep the side body engaged, not collapse when that hand comes down. Okay. Feel from the left corner of the abdomen across to the right, engagement. The arm reaches up, add the mudra, thumb, index finger together. Head to tail connected. Opening to the energy and joy, Kosha. Energy and joy. Fill my body cells. See if you want to circle around or if you want to stay stable. Energy and joy. Fill my body cells. Let's kind of explore what's called Tita Trikonasana for a moment there, and then get the hydration in the scapula. We did all that shoulder work last week. We always need to open the shoulders. And then this one, if you're circling, and if you're not, we're going to come around into our lunge. So we bend the left knee, take the block out to the side, step the right foot back, pulse on the inhale, up quite a bit, and that rounded lunge, join in, lower, expanding on the inhale, more strong to the back leg, and then rounding. Yeah, I like to add, this isn't in the classic Pomona signature styles here, ease the hips from side to side. So let's see that this way. Yeah, easing the hips side to side. Ooh. And take a deep hip opener here, resting. If you can use a bolster to bring the floor closer to you. Walk that left foot out, bring one forearm down, then the other. You can roll onto the little toe side of the foot. Just try to broaden through the back of the neck, the back of the shoulders. Now it's easy to let the belly just go here, but just have a gentle drawing back of the navel to the spine, especially on the exhale. Relaxing into the present moment. We know the mind goes lots of places, but we can bring it back with focusing on the breath, focusing on the affirmation, resting in the eternal now. Dropping into the heart center, that's where the peace resides, in the heart center. And now we're going to really rest in it in our pyramid pose. So we come back gradually. Such a great flow. We're going to turn the back toes under. Going to come off the knee and step that foot back forward quite a bit. And the left hip back, the right hip forward. You can use 2 blocks here or the hands on the floor, but we're draping ourselves over that leg, tucking the chin to the hollow of the throat, opening, bowing to the wisdom, the awakened wisdom of the heart. Try to get those hips even, navel to the spine. Again, core is active here, always. I awaken. I bow, that brain, the thinking mind bows to the wisdom of the heart. Letting it lead the way. And when you're feeling complete here, we bend that left knee. I'm going to put my block over to the other, kind of in the middle there. We rise up just enough to come up in our prasarita in our extended leg pose. Coming down. Before we go to the other side, we're going to do a few goddess squats again. So the toes turn outside to the corners of the mat. We know this now. Deep core engagement, deep squat. Pulsing down. And then rising up, star pose, goddess pose. 3 times. Oh, we've been doing 3, so why not? Pulse it down, pulse a little bit more. Now, if you wanted, we could also use weights, for weight bearing, 5-pound, 3-pound weights. And then reaching over, so feel free to bring those to the class as well. And our Trikonasana flow to the other side, still in our full moon flow. So getting your block ready. Take a moment, setting it up with the toes turned into the back foot. That fluidity of the heart, the peace radiating out through the shoulders, through the elbows, through the wrists, energy through the fingertips and beyond, right? Engage legs, thighs tight, navel to the spine as we reach over. Triangle pose, Trikonasana. Take your time. And maybe lightly on that block. And then stacking the shoulders, adding the mudra, individual self, uniting with the infinite. Infinite's pouring through the individual. We're opening to it. That's the key, is opening to it. And allowing the extension maybe, or keeping that arm where it is, affirming energy and joy. Fill my body cells. Energy and joy. Fill my body cells. Really expanding into this wonderful side stretch. And then reaching over. And we're going to bend the right knee. Walk it out to the side into lunge. Okay. So in this lunge, what we're going to do, we're going to pulse it up on belly, heart, crown. And then we're going to round. And like this. Inhale, belly, heart, crown. And exhale, round. The peace radiates, permeates through every cell of my body, especially the heart center. Inhale, we're going to come on top of the knee and unfurl the toes. I like to walk my right foot out, bring the right arm in, chin shake, side to side. Rolling, I can't tell, but I'm rolling out to my little toe side of the foot. Opening up, breath by breath. Flow. And then we rest. You can use the bolster, you can use a block, you can use a floor. Down. Soften the back of the heart. You know, a lot of emotional holding there. But in this moment, you don't have to hold on to anything. Can you just practice that art of letting go, of softening, releasing, allowing the breath to pour through. Peace, radiate within, and have the essence of peace in your family, community. Starts with you, with yourself, the mind of life. Focus on the present moment. Slowly up, come up with that knee, come up. Taking your time for the transition in our pyramid pose. So turn the back toe under and come off the knee, step forward. Step forward. You can use blocks. Draw the right hip back, the left hip forward quite a bit, as we bow to the wisdom of the heart, the awakened heart. Just meditate on the sound of the breath. You can really hear the oceanic sound here. Out to the wisdom of the awakened heart. In the awakened heart, there is peace already. we're tapping into what's already here, already whole, already free. I say that every class. It's so important to remember that, to align with that. Okay, that's then me. And we're going to just take a moment to come up and kind of just touch our warrior to come up. Inhale, sweeping the arms up, coming up. And then what we're doing, then we bring the arms wide. Behind us and in our lock, open the heart into our Prasarita Padottanasana, hinging forward at the hips, exhaling. If this is too much, you can have your hands on your hips, or you can use a strap for your shoulders. Okay. And then from here, breathe. Inhale, the knuckles up to the sky or the hands on the hip. Exhale, crown of the head toward the earth. When we get underneath, we're getting underneath the scapula now quite a bit, but we're going to do it in that twisting way as well. So we're going to slide the hands down, bring this underneath the shoulders, bring the left fingertips to face the right hand, and the whole torso twists to the right. Whole torso twist to the right, sagging the shoulders. Now this is where the palm faces upward. Legs stay where they are. From the shoulder, as you bend that left elbow, the palm comes in. Upper body relaxes down. Remember, dental floss for the right shoulder. Inhale, pulse up, palm open, faces away from you. Exhale, comes in towards you as the upper body relaxes. One more time. Inhale, pulsing up, palm away. And the Joy Kosha, exhale, coming down. And releasing that right hand down. Fingertips face forward, kind of shake out side to side, you know, just kind of shift, I guess is a better word for it, side to side. Yeah. Okay, guess what? Right hand faces the left. And then the left arm reaches up. Palm faces away from your body. And then exhale, palm faces in, elbow bend, upper body relaxes down. Get underneath that left scapula. Inhale, pulse it up. Navel to spine, don't forget about the core here. It's always being activated. Exhale. Forward fold. One more time. Inhale, pulse it up. Oh, twisting. And then releasing. When we're ready, we bring the hands to the hips. You can bend the knees a little bit. Coming up. You know what I'm going to say, navel to spine. Arms out. Finishing up this full moon flow. We're not quite finished yet. We're going to finish with how we started. Inhale, we'll do our mountain pose, I promise, in a minute. Clasping either the left wrist or the interlock of the thumb, index finger. I'm going to clasp the wrist this time, tailbone down. Strength and courage. Fill my body cells. Tailbone down as the heart lifts. Strength and courage. Fill my body cells. Inhale, coming back up. Add the W arms. Notice if you want to use that block, and just keep that tensile strength there at the core. Clasping. I'm going to clasp the right wrist. You do the move, the hand placement that's right for you. Strength and courage. Fill my body cells. All right. Inhale back to center. Add the W arms. Now we just take that in
take that in with our mountain pose. So feet not wider than hip width apart. Feel the energy in your form. Feel the peace in the heart. The sensation, whatever you'd like to tune into. Okay, we're going to do, while we're standing, before we go to the floor, we're going to do a balance pose. Now, I felt like last week I did a real challenging, the figure 4 from the ground. So I wanted to show you that it's easier from standing. And if you want to use a chair, bring a chair over, feel free to use a chair as a, or the wall as your friend to tap into. Okay, so what it looks like is we are really having the weight shift onto the left side. You can use the wall to and or chair or not. Right now, of course, we're in a balance pose. When that right leg lifts off, see if you could bring that foot on top, like a half lotus. And then this may be as far as you want to go. If you can, bend that left knee, bring the elbow tips to touch. Now this is where we would hold on to the chair if we're feeling wobbly. Let's see what you can do here in a squat. As we breathe in, amidst life challenges, I come back to my center. Amidst life storms, amidst life challenges, come back to my center. When we come back to our center, that we know that's a much better place to align from. Okay, use a chair if you want, or come up, lift that knee, and descend it down, shift it around. Whew. Okay, easier, right? Still challenging, I'm sure, but easier from the upright than from the ground. Let's see how we do on the other side. Down through the right foot. So if you don't, this isn't working for you, remember there's all kinds of ways to do balance poses. This, circle around, you're still balancing. It's much more kind of yoga balance, this one, more challenging to do the figure 4 with the focus. We need concentration, lifting that left foot, that left knee, placing it on the thigh, bending your right knee, maybe here, or your street point is important, the gaze point here. Amidst life challenges, I can come back to my center, I could be in my center as those challenges arise. I come out of it, I can return the realignment, the alignment and the realignment. Constantly able to come back or be in our center amidst life storms. Okay, slowly come up. Woo. Circle around. Yay, body. Chair out. And come down gradually, but yet a chair pose to the earth. So, Uttasana, core engagement, leg engagement, reaching out. And then sweep it back. Cutting through the opposite of peace, frustration, agitation. Coming down if the knees are okay, lifting off the heels, coming onto our cheeks, our sit bones. If your spine's okay to rock and roll, go ahead and rock and roll spine. If that's too much on your spine, just squeeze the knees through the shoulders.
One more time. And then every breath lies infinite power. You're able to extend one leg, exhale, more engaged, switch. Able to spine the whole time. Need a knee, you can see that. Okay, now we descend. If you're not there already, low back, mid back, upper back. Sweep the arms up. And it's an easy windshield wiper twist. Feet wide. Let's go over to the right. The left arm reaches above by the ear, the side of the body. Now just feel that left side really opening up. You may want to sweep the arm over. Divine light is within me and all around me. The head can relax side to side, or you can affirm peace. That's within me and all around me. In this moment, this is what we have, this moment. My mind is within me and all around me. Bring that left arm out to the side, engage the core, up, adjust, swivel, knees, reach your wiper wide, over to the other side, reach that right arm up, really feel the solar side expanding. You can stay here, or you can add that windshield wiper to the arms as well as we affirm. Divine light is within me and all. Times. Just wide open, a piece of the heart, let it radiate out from the heart, through the arms, the base, the torso, the legs. Or remember how we started. Depending on your body, if you have low back stuff, or we have the feet wide and the knees come together, and just rest here. If your back's okay and you want more of a hip opener, here's where we go into Supinasanasana with Lister, part of it down. And just take that in. Super. Just do some micro movements in the physical body. And returning to the breath. Energy body, the prana body, our subtle body, the pranamaya kosha it's called. Exhale longer than you think. And we're going to gently move into, not quite Shavasana almost, but I'd like to slowly draw those knees in, let the shaking happen, release the tension, release residual traumas. So shake out. It's called fish pose. And so fish pose, what it's going to look like is we're going to bring the legs extended, and then rocking one forearm under and then the other, extending the legs, pressing through the forearms, then arcing the back and onto the back of the head. Now this is quite a chakra opener, it's a back bend. We didn't do a lot of back bends today. My soul floats waves of cosmic light and peace. My soul floats on waves of cosmic light and peace. I'll take that more quietly. My soul floats on waves of cosmic light and peace. And we press through the forearms just enough to ease the back of the head down, to bend one knee, then the other, to release our back and happy baby, holding those knees in, having the feet come up, and ironing out the low back, opening the hips as we rock side from side. So feel that right corner of the abdomen as we go over to the right, and then over to the left corner of the abdomen, side to side. Happy baby. And then see if you want, if you're good, you want to get ready for Shavasana, or if you want to take that shoulder stand, you know, you can, I definitely like the bolster with the shoulder stand because it's such a wonderful wave-like release. So I'll just cue that. The edge of the bolster would be at the edge of the scapula. You could do shoulder stand as part of your Shavasana and then coming out whenever you want. Or you can start to move into classic Shavasana now. So here we are, and our shoulder stand. I'm going to just grab a drink of water here. And the shoulder stand, the affirmation is divine peace now floods my being. Divine peace now floods my being. You probably know, I forgot to cue the getting warm and having your blankets, high bags, whatever you like by your side as we move into Shavasana. Right. Getting a couple things here. So truly the focus of peace as I'll guide you here shortly into this deep restoration. Okay. All right, listening to the sound of your breath. Just feel safe and secure in your home. Maybe if there's an inner resource you want to bring in, maybe a time in nature also that helps you to really get this feeling of peace. Start to feel the weight in your body. Allowing your bones to become heavy. Whatever surface your back body is resting on, let that become, just feel the connection, the support.
melt into it. And the front body, most likely a little bit lighter, whatever's exposed to the sky. And just start to soften any facial expressions. Softening the eyes. The corners of the mouth. Notice how the upper lip touches the lower lip. Notice sensation inside the cheeks. Sense of taste. Notice where the hands are. You don't have to move them unless you want to. The right hand, the left. Allowing the shoulders to soften. And again, returning to the breath in the heart. Just allowing the floor, the ceiling, the sidewalls of the chest to ventilate with prana. Returning to the peace of your individual heart, the peace within your individual heart. And feeling as we do the body scan deep in the belly, the breath flowing, expanding on the inhale, opening, and condensing and relaxing on the exhale. And especially if there's places of discomfort in the body, breathe into those areas. And just see if you could bring some, maybe a color or the intention of bringing comfort or peace to these areas or area that may feel discomfort. Or bringing comfort to the body as best as possible. Feel the right hip, the right thigh, the right knee, the right calf, the right ankle, all the way down to the right sole of the foot and digits of the toes. And gently shifting over to the left hip, left thigh, left knee, left calf, left ankle, left foot, all the the way through to the digits of the left toes, the lunar sound, a focus of the lunar moon flow today, appreciating that sense of that witness observer part of ourselves that the lunar invokes. We could really tune into now and rest in. It's called witnessing awareness in certain traditions. We're in our bodies, but we're also aware of our bodies from a compassionate witness place. And simply resting in the peace and the joy kosha and witnessing awareness, already whole, already free, already aware. I'm submerged in peace. Peace permeates every particle of my being. Peace in my individual heart is here. And from this peace flows goodwill with all nations, races, and faiths as one. And if you're ready to transition back to movement, you can do so. Of course, you can learn language in your home, resting in a deep state of interiorization. And sending out this piece to others through the sound of the 3-syllable sound of Om, visualizing those people. It usually starts in our circle, our family and our friends, and again can radiate out to the community and the nation and the world. So if you want to rub your hands together, just have the hands palms open. Do it 3 times, 3 syllables. Inhale. And bringing the hands together and namaste, acknowledging as we bow to the wisdom of our heart that consciousness, the energy, and all forms where we are connected, where we are one in that consciousness. And wishing everyone the best holiday this time of year that could really bring opening to our hearts and challenges too, but hopefully we could rest in the peace within. I'm going to stop the recording now, and those who want to stay on are welcome to.